There you are. It's Friday, and you just got paid. You're about to go home and roll on the newest gacha character in your favorite game. But wait, someone online just posted a tier list in a different language with no context, and it says, "Now you're having second thoughts." Well, today we're going to go over Daiyan here, and we're going to talk about, we're going to do like a quick demo slash preview of the character. You can, hopefully this will give you some information if you're kind of on the fence and you're not sure whether you should grab her or not. We'll talk about what makes her good, what she specializes in, and if she's a good fit for you. So I'm going to hop in real quick here. I grabbed mine earlier today, and there's a couple things I wanted to highlight. So one of the things that's kind of interesting about her is, this won't come into play too often, but she has kind of a weird split profile here, right? So this attack here, this one does light ammo damage, this one does medium ammo damage. Her passive here also does light ammo damage. So she's kind of interesting in a couple of regards as to how she plays. Her biggest strength by far is how fast she can zoom around the map. She has huge, absolutely huge amounts of mobility. She got 9 here. And from her passives right here, the ability tuning, she'll get another 6 after she makes attack. We'll see this in a second. I'm going to load up a map and we'll show some real world examples. But all you need to know is she goes super fast, runs around the field, flanks enemies, does damage that way, and she's actually pretty good at shredding defense. We'll talk about it in more detail, but she puts a buff on herself called Pitch Perfect here, which allows her to shred a silly amount of stability. Now, there is kind of a limit on how much you can spam this. This is not always up 100% of the time, but she can really hit a lot of stability on an enemy if you're trying to, break it for bosses or something that have like damage reduction if they're above 0 stability. So, well, here we are. Okay, so we're gonna try this map as a good little demonstration of kind of like what she can do. Ignore the fact that these enemies are a little low level. Unfortunately, I couldn't do this in Endless Projection because they closed that game mode earlier today, and I missed out. Unfortunately, I could not record in it. But yeah, so take the damage numbers with a grain of salt. They're not a 1-to-1 because my characters are level 60 and these guys are only level 52, but you'll get the main idea. So let's go ahead and start this. We just kind of want to use it as a showcase of like kind of what she excels at doing. So like I was saying before, Daiyan has just crazy amounts of movement between her fixed key. Here, this one, when she has tuning, she increases mobility, and then also her self buff. This one here. Shattering Stone, start of the action, get movement up. This is on like an every other turn type thing, but she's going to get 11 tiles of movement, and then she's going to get another 6 after she attacks. So she can just zoom on over here to this objective here, and then we'll use her Harmony buff here to get a bunch of more tuning, which increases her crit rate and crit damage. So I'll be real sad if I don't crit this attack. And I will need to crit in order to kill him, so... Now, the other thing that worth pointing out, though, is once again, she has a mixed weapon profile. So, for example, if she wanted to hit this guy here, she could kill him because of the stability collapse. It'll ignore cover. As opposed to this attack, which is light ammo damage, and this would not. But we're going to do it this way because I want to show off her counterattack ability. All right, we'll slow down a little bit. Slow down. So after she gets to attack, she gets a bunch of more movement, so she can grab this objective, then come right around here and hang out next to this guy, which normally would be kind of a dangerous thing to do. I don't know. So, I mean, you can just make everyone angry. Let's just do that. We'll get these guys. Won't get everybody, but... Sumi will slowly use her ult because I have it in slow speed mode. We're going to speed it up here to get past these turns because we know what these characters do. Everybody at this point knows what Sumi does. Oh no, there's someone here. So Nemesis, you just do your thing. I want you to come up to this spot. Shoot this guy, don't matter. Hey, you crit, you killed him, good job. Macchiato, do your counterattack. Okay, let's slow this down a little bit. This guy is going to get deleted probably. I don't know how he wouldn't. Getting attacked 3 times. He lives. Nope. He had a mark on him for prophecy, so he would have died either way. But the thing I wanted to show you was that even though Daiyan's standing right next to this guy, because she has more than 2 stacks of tuning, because we didn't use her ult, she's going to counterattack, which if this guy is silly enough to attack, he tried to attack her, so that triggered her. I call it a counterattack, but it's a preemptive attack, similar to how Macchiato's works. It's an ambush type attack, so she just absolutely deleted that guy. So even though he was standing right next to her, and he would have attacked her with no cover, she was able to just put him in the dumpster. And then that, look at this, they even left a little hole open here so we could just run right past them all. So now she's got a whole ton of stacks here, tuning and perfect tuning. This is gonna, for every one of these stacks, it's gonna reduce the cooldown on this ult when we use it here. So she's gonna run to here. I don't know, who do we want to delete? I guess this sniper, because snipers are always really annoying. They always hang out in the back and they're hard to get to, and they have relatively long range. So she'll run up here, shoot this guy at point blank, probably crit, because she's probably sitting at about an 80% chance to crit right now. And she does significant damage too. I mean, she just lost all the stacks because that's what her ult does. It clears the stacks and gives her permanent tuning, but I want to say it was like 160% crit damage. So it was a relatively powerful attack. But then she has enough movement to still come over here. So in literally 2 turns, 2 actions, we've gone from here to this objective to a nice safe spot in cover, flanked enemies, and then got literally to the other corner of the map in, 2 actions. And she, like I said, she's really good. This guy is dead next turn. We can fast forward through the rest of this fight. I'm not going to. But at this point, even if this guy comes over here to attack her, she's got... she won't counterattack. She doesn't have more than 2 stacks. It says right there in the second paragraph if the number of stacks is greater. So for this one turn, she won't be able to use her interception. But from here on out, she'll always have more than 2 for the rest of the fight. So she kind of is a little bit of a ramp up character. It takes a little bit to build up stacks. And if you really like the character, her segments really, really alleviate this problem. But like I said, 10 tiles of movement plus 6 tiles of bonus movement afterwards. It's really handy in other situations. Like let's rewind here real quick. Let's say there wasn't an objective over there, and I was like more afraid of this guy just getting like a weird angle on me. I could have just come to here in a much more safe position where you get cover from this entire part of the arena. Or better yet, let's rewind one more time. It's an infinite possibilities here. Come to the beginning of the turn. We could have walked up in an aggressive spot here, killed him with, we'll use the ult to make sure that he dies. Although, like I said, she's sitting at such a high crit rate, probably would have crit and killed him. So 6,400 damage is nothing to laugh about. And then she still has enough movement now to go into like a really, really safe spot, like over here or back here, because this guy at best can come to these 2. So there's no way he could get like a flanking shot on him in either of these 2 locations. So you can use it in a very offensive and aggressive way. You can like run, let's say there was a wall right here. She could have ran over to this spot, shot him in the back, and then came all the way back around to any of these locations here where she would have been safe. So there's a lot of different possibilities as far as ways you can use her. Her mobility really allows her to kind of just go bananas on the battlefield, especially on bigger maps like in the peak analysis and stuff, and in some of the more challenging maps later on. Now, like I said, the one downside to her is she does have a little bit of ramp up time here with her abilities. Like I said, now she's only got 2 stacks of tuning. The following turn she could get another couple from her harmony, but it does take a little bit to build up the stacks, which is her, like I said, one of her biggest weaknesses. So as far as like a sustained DPS unit, she's gonna fall behind versus someone like Macchiato that can do just, let's end this action. Someone like Macchiato who can just like every turn drop big old crits for like what, 10,000? 16,000. Okay, even bigger. So Macchiato will do more damage just, in a straight overall like shootout, but Macchiato also has baby movement compared. So let's say the strengths and weaknesses of every unit. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot else to talk about. She has, like I said, a little bit of utility with her tuning here that allows her to remove buffs. We're going to hop out of this real quick. She has the ability to remove some people's buffs with her absolute tuning here. Cleanses buffs. There's also a key that does it too. And like I said, we're not going to go too deep into this because this is just supposed to be like a quick impressions guide. But the quick impressions is similar to this. Real fast unit. Very versatile. Can do lots of different things. Great pull overall if you're interested in the character, if you like her, or if you like the play style of kind of hit and run. Like I said, really allows you to get creative with those move, attack, then move again sequences. And she's just an overall good character. But if you're worried about like sustained long-term DPS, like let's say you need, like let's say you're desperate for a very high damaging character on your account, be warned that she does require several turns to ramp up her tuning stacks, which, like I said, if you like the character enough, you can kind of alleviate that with some of her segments here. This one like gives you more tuning. This one just gives you a boatload when you use her harmony skill, so you could do harmony, alt, harmony, and just have like just silly amounts of tuning. So, boy, said we're not going to go too much into that because we're going to save that for like an actual structured guide. So this was just a quick first impressions video. Hopefully I tackled all the important questions. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I will catch you guys in the next one.